Good morning. How are you doing? I'm Lenny the woodworker, and if you've been following these set of videos, we're building our own strip canoe. Um, it's coming together nicely. Hopefully yours is coming together nicely. But now we're at the next step. So here goes. You should strip the whole canoe. Now the next step is sanding. Lots and lots of sanding because it'll look rough. Because it's flat and you got to make a curve out of it. So you have to fair the hole to make it nice and smooth. The way I like to do that is with a small belt sander. There we go, right there. And how I do it is, I do it like I'm planing a board. I go across the grain first, then I go 45 roughly, and then I go with the grain. And I do that to smooth it out. Keep that belt sander moving because it will dig in. Take your time. Then I switch over to an orbital sander. I go real aggressive and use a 40 grit. You have a lot to take down, and 40 grit seems to be fine. Just keep it moving and get it smooth. I say at this point, I sand it to about 80% of what the finished sanding is going to be. And I'll explain that to you because you're going to be filling everything and you're going to have to sand it again. That's when we'll get to the final sand. So as you can see, we got it pretty smooth. It's not rough anymore. It's pretty good. All right. Next, you got to mount the outer stems. If you're going to do mount outer stems, if you've been following. Okay. So while you're sanding, you sand the strips to the inner stem. Okay. And you get a flush because the inner stem was our guide. These we ran slightly long. We're going to sand them in. All right. As you go up higher, that outer stem has to get cut into the boat, into all that nice work you did. This is going to get cleaned up a little more, but you see we go down about the 1/4 of an inch of the strip because we're going down to the inner stem. The inner stem goes all the way out to here. We're only going to cut it in here. It doesn't go all the way. You're going to take your time. Here's the outer stem right here. I fasten it instead of clamps. I use the screws as clamps. And take your time. You're going to screw it on. See how it fits. Maybe sand down a little more. Cut a little more out. Just take your time until you get it right. I've taken this thing off, I don't know, 10 times already. So and I still don't like it. Actually, when I'm done the video, I'm going to clean it up a little more, check it, and then glue it. And how we glue it is we use epoxy. The same epoxy that we're going to use on our boat for the fiberglass is the same epoxy that we're going to use to mount the stems and also fill any voids and holes that we have. And this is what I do. I use this epoxy and resin. Okay, when you're mounting anything or we're filling the holes, you're going to make like a putty. This stuff is, that epoxy is crystal clear. So if we're filling any voids that we have or the holes, you want it to be strengthened as well as try to blend in when we're all done. So what I do is, this came off my orbital sander, and what it is look, this is how many takes I've taken so far. I'm not a very good filmer. But anyway, so you're going to mix your epoxy first according to the directions. And then when that's all mixed, you're going to take that sanding dust and put it in there to make it a thicker consistency. Maybe like peanut butter, even a little less is fine. Okay. So when you're mounting it, make sure you make enough. If you don't make enough, you can't mix it again and, try to get it. So make more than enough to glue that stem on. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll go over like this because I did this one first. So, and then this will show you. So you make more than enough to glue this on. And then the extra you could use to fill holes. But see, after you glue it on, then see how I shaped it? So you glue it on, and then you'll see it's square and rough, and then you'll have to shape it. Use a block plane and sandpaper. And see this? Look, I have a pretty good scratch here. But don't worry, that's character. It'll look good. And then I just took a little more of the leftover. I went over some of the seams. After I get these glued on and shaped, then I go over the whole boat and any little crack, or see, we got the holes from where we mounted it. They're all going to get filled with that same mixture. And that's why, you know, we took the time and only sanded it to about 80% because once you put all that filler in there, we're going to have to sand it again. And that's when we sand to the final to get ready to do our fiberglass, which will be fun. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys are watching. You should be up to this point to where you fill the voids, you mount the outer stems, you sand it down. It starts to look really good. So I do want to thank everybody for watching. I want you to please subscribe because after this, every other day I come up with a different video, like sharpening saws, building other things. I do this stuff anyway, so I might as well do videos for you guys. If you learn something, that'd be great. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.